Welcome to the Daily Plunge. We are in Paul's first letter to Timothy, chapter 5, verses 1 through 16. As we've been talking about, Paul writes this letter to a young pastor named Timothy to give him guidance about the life of the church and how he's to lead. And we start off here by talking about not only how the pastor should treat other congregants, it's about how the church should treat each other. And we tend to think of disrespect as a modern phenomenon, but here we find that even back in the biblical times, that young people would sometimes disrespect their elders. And he says to them, treat the older men and women with respect. And he says still, you should be careful in how you exhort them, how you challenge them in the faith. So it isn't that they shouldn't be exhorted, but to be aware of all their years of experience and to exhort them with an ear of understanding them. And then he talks about how he treats younger women. I would apply that also to younger men, and that he's to treat them with absolute purity. I mean, there's a lot of ways to sort of interpret that. I think the best way to look at that is that Timothy would look upon these young people with bright eyes, with eyes seeing the best in them, and to hope the best for them, and not to talk down to them. Now he goes on to talking about widows, and there's two issues here. One is about the character of the widows and what they're devoted themselves, and the other one is about their care. Let's talk first about their character. Paul in verses 9 and 10 is talking about real widows of valor. This is sort of a God squad of prayer intercessors. And these women are defined by their self-giving. They are to be enrolled in this sort of God squad because of their devotion to God. They have a track record of selfless serving, right? And they have a history of making their homes tiny churches, where they raised their children in the faith. They showed hospitality and welcome to others. They helped to care and relieve those who are afflicted, and they were devoted to doing good. And so these really are, sort of the ninjas of spiritual care in a very practical way. And he says those women, if they don't have a family to take care of them, the church needs to step in and care for them. But then he talks about unserious widows who, and this is in verse 7, how they're idlers, they're busy gossiping, they're self-indulgent, they're busybodies, nosing into other people's business. And he says that he wants them to go from reproach to respect. He wants these women to be married, to raise children, and to rule or to run a household, and so that they have a ministry and they're not, distracted with things that really are not important, but they'd be focused on caring for their family and for others. And again, he says that the first church is the family, and the family has the primary responsibility of caring for their other family members, that relatives should assist and care for the widows, and that if no one's there, then the church should step in. But the other thing is about how he warns that, again, about how people need to be guided so that the enemy, Satan, does not worm his way into the lives of our people. Well, thanks, friends. Have a blessed day.